Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Welcome back to this channel. If you're new, welcome. And yeah, thank you for joining us. So as you can see in today's video, we're going to be covering a data analytics project. So it's a retail data analytics project, and we're going to be using SQL and Excel. So yeah, the whole point of this project is to complete this dashboard. So we're going to be completing this sales analytics dashboard. So yeah, let's jump on to, actually, let's go to Excel first to explore the data set. No, let's go to MySQL first. We look through the problem statement. Then we go to Excel, explore the data set together. Then we get into the project. Okay, here we are. So any data analysis, data science projects that you're likely to interact with, that you're likely to be given the responsibility of taking up, will always have a problem statement or research objective. Like, you always have to have a reason for doing the analysis. And for this specific analysis, the problem statement is that the ratio of male to female customers is about 68 to 32. So using the data the store has on female customers, what strategies do you recommend the store puts in place to attract more female customers? So the ideal first step is to, let me just run this. The ideal first step is to actually test this problem. This is more of a hypothesis right now. Yeah. So is it actually true? You have to check if it's true. If it's not true, what's the point of going on with the analysis? But if it's true that female customers are somewhat underserved, then we can go on to try and understand more about the 30% of female customers that we currently serve. And this can hopefully help us understand how we can position these various stores, improve our products in a way that it will be more appealing to various female customers. So yeah, the next thing I want us to do is jump onto Excel and explore this data set together. Though you could exploit from down here, but I just want us to exploit on Excel. Then we can come back on MySQL and start with the analysis, take a deep dive into our data. Okay, so this is our data. So we have customer ID, age, gender, item purchased. We have a blouse, sweater, jeans, sandals, etc. Category, is it clothing? Is it footwear? Among other things, the data will let us know for sure. Purchase amount, location, size, color, season, what happens during spring, during summer, during the fall, what can we find out in the data that can help us, stock accordingly for these various seasons. Do we maybe stock less for women during certain seasons? That's why they come and go. Like, they maybe visit our online store, they come to the physical store, and whatever they want is out of stock. I don't know, we'll find out. So shipping type, what do people prefer? Express, free shipping, in-store, etc. So yeah, let me give a disclaimer. I'm going to keep this analysis at a very high level, but yeah, I'm going to link my code down below. So yeah, I'll link the code, like I'll link to the notebook that will contain the code for this analysis. I'll link the data set, and I don't know how I'll share the dashboard, but yeah, I'll figure that out. Yeah. But yeah, I challenge you to, take it up from where I will live, like follow along with me, but also take time to just make this analysis even more deeper. So if we find out, I don't know, sweaters or blouse or clothing is the most popular category, like, is that true across all age groups? Because remember, what will likely attract like a 16-year-old is very different from what will attract a 27-year-old, a 37-year-old, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. And even for the sake of the marketing team, like, if you do discover that the most popular age group that comes to the store are probably people aged between 25 and 35, how you market to such an age group is not the same as you market to an age group of like 50 to 60. So it would be nice to find out, like, now I'm just going to keep it a very high level, most popular category, most popular item purchased, but is it still the most popular even if you go further to like a specific age group? Yeah. So yeah, so this is just a basic introduction of the dataset, trying to tell you guys more about the dataset, but I'll link where I got this dataset from and you can read more about it. Okay, so we are finally ready to start. And yeah, so we're going to be we're going to be writing 9 queries, and we will be visualizing 6 of those 9 queries. So the first query is just checking if the problem statement is true, because if it's not true, what's the point of this analysis? Then the other now remaining 8 queries are just going to be now, trying to answer some questions. And then 6 queries will just be high level, answering what's going on in the store. When it comes to these female customers, then the last 2, query 7 and query 8, now go a bit deeper, like for a specific age group, like what do we see? Yeah. But anyway, guys, I've talked enough. Let's get into the video. So we want to check if it is actually true that the store serves way more male customers than it does female customers. And we want to use, so we just want the percentage of female versus male customers. So for that, we are going to need, so I prefer using, you could as well just type like gender, yeah, but I prefer using this side, yeah. So I double click here. So yeah, so we want, of course, to output the gender and the count of the number of clients per gender. So our unique identifier is the customer ID. So we're going to count customer ID. And we are going to name it client count, yeah. So we want to group by 1. So you could either say group by gender, or you could use the location of the column. So if you want to group by gender, which is the first column I'm calling, so group by 1, and then order by 2, because we want to order by client count and we want to order it in descending, meaning that the highest column should come first. So yeah, male are the highest. But remember, we want to convert this into percentage. So yeah, before we continue, maybe like something I'd like to say, guys, is if you're totally new to these things, don't worry. Like, learn what you can from this project, but also please note I have a bunch of SQL tutorials. I've already covered a bunch of like beginner level SQL, a good number of intermediate concepts, and very few like advanced concepts. And as a result, this project is mainly going to be using beginner level SQL, intermediate SQL, and very few advanced concepts. And in short, everything that I'm using in this project, I've already covered. I've already created a tutorial on it. So in case you want to, take a deep dive, understand a certain concept a bit further, understand what aggregate function is, understand how group by works, etc., etc., understand how the case statement works, feel free to go check out my tutorials. And yeah, if there's anything else you'd like me to create a tutorial on a particular project, be it like industry specific, tool specific, just let me know down in the comment below. Oh yeah, and then last thing, in case you're not familiar with MySQL, I also have a tutorial that will show you how to upload your Excel or CSV onto MySQL. And in that same tutorial, you'll find a link to another tutorial that I used to put MySQL onto my machine, yeah? So yeah, guys, let's continue. So here you can see the males are more, the females are fewer. But how do we get the percent, yeah? So what we can do is we're going to use something called CTEs or with clouds. So with total so the total is this table that we already created here, gender and client count, yeah? So we close that, yeah? So what we want to do is we want to select, sum. Yeah. So we're going to use an aggregate function inside a case statement here. So we want to sum case when gender is equals to, you have to put it in quotations because it's the content of a column. Case when gender is equals to male, then we put the client count here, else 0 end. Yeah. So this is count male from total. So if we run that, let's see what's going to happen. So as you can see, it only gives us the count of the male. So if you want to get the count of the female, we are going to do the same thing. So just copy paste. But if you're new to SQL, don't copy paste. Like type it out, like good practice to type it out. Yeah. So instead of male, we're doing female, and this is count female. Yeah. So let's run that. We should remove this comma. Let's run that there. So we have count female, but we want the percentage. But we want the percentage. So to get the percentage for males, we have to do the count of male divided by count of female plus count of male. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the count of male, and then we want to divide it by, so I'm just going to count of male again, plus the count of female. Yeah. I hope that was not too fast. So I basically just took this code here, which results to 2,652. Then I'm dividing it by, again, 2,652 plus 1,248. Yeah. So let me just put this here so that you see. And then this is percent male. Yeah. So all this needs to be times 100. Yeah, let's run that and see what happens. Yeah, it's actually 68%. I thought it was 68 from something. So we could do some cleaning. Open brackets, open brackets, and we do round. It is open close brackets. Then let's say round to 2 decimal points. If we run that, yeah, there we go. So again, as I've mentioned, please, if you're new to coding, please don't copy paste, but I'm going to be doing a lot of copy pasting here, because now to do for female, we still do the same thing. So we're going to sum where gender is. Now the numerator is the calculation for female, yeah? And then divide it by male plus female. And we're about to remove this comma. Let's run that like this. So as you can see for sure, we do serve more males than females. And oh, I didn't change this. We do serve more males than females. Females are 32%, male are 38%. So we can confirm that that is indeed a problem. Yeah. And we can go on to investigate and try to understand more about, like, oh, what can we learn from these female customers that we serve? Like, what do they like? How often do they shop? So what do they like in terms of the category, the items they buy? which mode of delivery do they prefer, express, pickup, etc, etc, and this can tell us where to check. If they prefer express, is it optimal, etc, etc. So once we find out these answers, now we'll go on to Excel and visualize this and make it easier for various stakeholders. Because imagine if a stakeholder had to come to your various queries, to understand, oh, so I need to write this down. Then I come and write down the results of this query and whatnot and whatnot. It's much easier to have all of this on a dashboard. So yeah, the first question that we want to answer, I put the question here. Oh no, but it's okay. It's okay. So we want to know, what female age group do we mostly serve? What female age group do we mostly serve here? Okay, so select from, so the first thing we want to do is select max age as max age and select minimum. So minimum, maximum are aggregate functions. Again, if you want to learn more about aggregate functions, feel free to go check out my tutorial. So minimum age, and let's run that. So the minimum age in the store is 18 and the maximum age is 17. So there's a better way to do this, yeah? But as I said, we are skipping this tutorial. So as a result, we're just going to do like 17. We'll do 70 minus 18 divided by 4, yeah? And the difference, we're just going to add that on top of the other, and that's what we're going to use as our bins, yeah? So let me just come back, let me pause this, come up with the bins, then get back to the video. Okay, so as I mentioned before, there's a better way to do this. You could use percentiles. And yeah, if you want to learn that, yeah, stay tuned, like subscribe, probably turn on the notification. I don't even know how to do that, honestly. But I think on the subscribe button, it will let you know what to do, because one of the advanced concepts that I'm going to be covering is setting percentiles used in SQL. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to subscribe. Yeah, if you've liked this project so far, if you find my content informative, yeah, let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, feel free to like, subscribe, and share. But yeah, guys, let's get back into the video. So yes, as I said, I'm binning this manually, which is probably not the best way. The best way would be to use not necessarily percentiles. What are they called? Quantiles. Quantiles. I always confuse that thing, because quartiles is a 4. So it's like in the binning I've used quartiles because they are 4, but depending on your data set, you know if you're using deciles, percentiles, or quartiles. Yes. So you could use oh my gosh, you know what? By the time we do that tutorial, I will not be confused by quartiles and quantiles. Oh my gosh, it's okay. So yeah, so it's like I've done a very bad way of quartiles, yeah, because I've just grouped them into 4 bins. But as I said, there's a better way to do that. And if you're interested in learning, yeah, I'm here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a case statement, which I already have a tutorial on, so we can cover this quickly. So case, let me, enter. So case when age is between, okay, let's just put is and see what will happen. I've forgotten that syntax. Age, yeah, there's no is between. So 18 and 31, then 18 to 31. So remember what is it called? Between is inclusive. So 18 and 31 are included. Yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. So we are doing it, we created 4 bins, so 32 to 45, 46 to 59, 60 to 70, so 32 to 45, 46 to 59, 60 to 17. Case 1. So, and as age groups. Okay. So age groups, we could also just call on age. Okay, we can call on age. Yeah, let's call on age groups and age to just, and then to just get a preview, limit to, let me do 10. So we only want to view 10 random. Okay, so as you can see, anyone who's age 55 is between 46 to 59, age 19, 18 to 41. So we want to find out which age group does the store mostly serve. And as I hinted on earlier, like there's so much various stakeholders, various departments could probably do with these insights that you come up with. Yeah. So depending on the age group that we mostly serve, marketing would know how to how to communicate, how to phrase their marketing, where to target their marketing. Like maybe people of a certain age prefer Facebook and a certain age prefer YouTube. Maybe if they are planning to run these ads on TV, people of a certain age like watching this program, and people of age group C like watching this other program. So when they are trying to negotiate on time slots, they're like, no, make sure this ad goes at this time because our viewers are more likely to be watching at that time. etc. So I really like bringing it home. Like something I really kind of struggled with is just learning all these technical things, but not really understanding how will this actually drive value? How does it connect to domain X, Y, Z? So that's why I usually take time to pause on the technicality and just connect it to the business. Yeah. So we're going to do again count, customer ID, our unique identifier, as client count, and yeah, same thing. We're going to group by 1, since age group is what we're interested in, and we can order by 2, descending order, because we want the most popular, the age group we have most to come first. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's actually interesting, honestly. That actually makes sense. So the store mostly serves women between age 46 to 59, followed by 18 to 31, and the list is 60 to 70 category. So yeah, what can marketing do with this information? Do they want to attract more, like, do we want to attract more 60 and 70 years old females? Do we want to put more of do further research and understand what they want and stock more of what they want? Does our shipping delivery methodology accommodate them? Same thing to the 18 and 31-year-old, 46 and 49-year-old. Yeah, so at least whichever stakeholder needed this has a starting point for their strategy. So yeah, so I'd just like to remind you guys that I'm going to link all this code down below. We'll also link the data set. And I don't know, if you guys are interested in me sharing the dashboard too, yeah, let me know, then I'll figure out how to share with you guys. So yeah, let's go to the next one, which as you can see, I had already done, but we are going to do it again together. So I just did this so that I can give you guys like a snippet of what is likely to happen, like the end result. I just wanted to give you guys a snippet of the end result. So there's another one that I had also done that I want to delete, so you can do it together. Okay, so we are not going to be visualizing this. So yeah, I can just, oh no, but we're going to need it. But we will not need this again, so I can just get rid of that. And yeah, let's do this. We're going to need it again. Let's go to category. So under category, we want to find out the most popular category. What is the most popular, the most, or the most and least popular category? So we are interested in category, double click. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to count customer ID, which is our unique identifier, as client count from retail. Remember, group by. So I'm going to move a bit fast because this concept we've covered in like the problem statement, and we've also covered it in age. So I'm going to move a bit fast. But yeah, feel free to slow down the speed. And yeah, again, feel free to go check out other like tutorials where I actually teach how group by works, how aggregate function works, among other SQL concepts. So group by one, order by two. Yeah, so let's run that and see. So as you can see, oh, we didn't do descending because we wanted from the highest to the lowest. As you can see, clothing is the most popular category, followed by outwear. So I'm just going to resave this again as data 2. Yeah, okay. And there you go. As simple as that. Though, in the real life, it probably won't be as simple as that. So again, stay tuned. I'm really going to try and look for a data set that is a bit more messy. This data set is too clean. Like, yeah, typically, okay, my personal experience, I get pretty clean data, yeah. But you're going to be pulling data from various tables. Like you'll be, data warehouse, whatever data source you're pulling from, combining all these various data sources. And even if the data source is fairly clean, when you bring them together, it will result to some messiness. So yeah, if I really want to show you guys like what happens in the real world. So as I'm slowly looking for that, I don't know if I'll be able to deliver next month, by December next year, I don't know, but it's coming. And if it's something you're interested in, actually seeing what I work with in real life as a data analyst, stay tuned by subscribing. Yeah. So yeah, there we have one of our data sets. Yeah. So let's go to the next one. And here we want to see which season has the most purchases. Yeah. Okay. So let me know this. And guys, by the way, thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Like someone pointed out in the comments below that my my text is too tiny. So I've tried to zoom it out this time. So let me know if this works. And yeah, if you have any other small thing that you'd want me to correct, please feel free to let me know down below in the comments. But yeah, so which season is the most popular? So where is season? So what we're going to do is again count the customer ID, yeah, as purchase count. So we just want to know, like when we're counting all these customer IDs that made a purchase, yeah. And let's say it's a total of like 10K people, yeah. How are they distributed? Like which of the purchases came in this season, season X, Y, Z, yeah. So again, we group by. As you can see, you cannot run away from group by. So if group by is something that you've not mastered so well, feel free to go check out my tutorials. And if there's something else you'd want to see me create tutorials on, teach you guys, let me know, yeah? So group by 2, order by 2. So we want it in descending. As you can see, this is a very, very simple project. So if you're not a beginner, this is not for you. Like you can, stay tuned again by subscribing. And as I cover more concepts, I really did want to start using like concepts, SQL concepts in a project that I've not yet taught, because I wanted to be able to go through this project, have a feel of how all these things come together and go back to my tutorials and learn. So, because I've not yet covered joins, Windows functions, etc., etc., I didn't want to incorporate those concepts here, but they are coming soon. Either towards the end, like in December, towards the end of the year, or early 2024. Yeah. And there we have it. So this is data number 4. Okay. So payment method. Same thing, guys. So we want to know which payment method is the most popular. So payment method count customer ID as purchase count by 1, order by 2. Let me reward this. As you can see, PayPal is the most popular payment method, followed by bank transfer, but yeah, they're all fairly distributed. So I guess it makes sense to support all of them. Yeah. So shopping type. I think I over-zoomed this one. Okay, so shopping type is shopping. Oh, this was meant to be shipping, not shopping. So I don't know how to. Anyway, it's okay, you guys. It's okay. So same thing. Count customer ID as purchase count from group by 1, order by 2, and we want it in descending. Let's run that. Free shipping, standard stop pickup, next day air express, 2-day shipping is the least popular, but then again, they're fairly distributed. So yeah, they're all in the 600s, yeah. So yeah, that's it for question 1 all the way to 6. I don't think I saved this. So we have 2, we need 3. This is cancel. This is 5. Data 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, something is missing. Category. Category is data 2. It's there. Season is data 4. It's there. Who's data 3? Payment, data 5, 6. Okay, it's a question. Most popular item, chest. I really don't know what that is, but anyway, so guys, if you want to create a new, so you just come to the name of the table, you come here, and this is going to be the third question. So we're going to save it as it exists. So item Q3. And here we want the most popular item. So we're going to do item purchase, comma, let me zoom in, people. Count, customer ID as item purchased. And we're going to do group by 1, order by 2, in descending, order by 2. And we're going to run, save this. So blouse is the most popular. Oh, we have quite a number of items. So the blouse is the most popular. The least popular is jeans. So since we have quite a number, and we would not want to crowd our visual, what if we limited it to 20? Actually, no. Let's just let's not reduce the size of our data set. Yeah. So I'm just going to comment this out because I don't want to reduce the size of our data set. We'll figure out how to best visualize that. So let's run that and save. And this is data 3. Okay, so we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's one more for the visuals. There's one more for the visuals. And then we get into question 8, 7, and question 8. Yeah. So the one more for the visual, let me just confirm on the Excel, is popular shipping type. Season, item, category. We are going to also be visualizing age served. So we can do data 1 and see that. Okay. So yeah, let's answer these 2 questions. And then we can go into our visual and call it a day, a project, yeah. And for this one, we just want to, so we already know, okay, what is the most popular age group served, yeah. Find the most purchased item by that age group. Okay. So we want the most popular item. So question 2 will almost be the same. So the most, find the the most common most common payment method used by the age, the most by the popular, okay, it's not about English, the most popular age group stopped. Yeah. Okay, so let's start with this one. Let's start with this. So what is the most popular age group served? Yeah, we already have this code here. So I'm not going to do it again. You can feel free to just rewind back to that step and give yourself a refresher, but I will read through the code. So we're using a case statement to bin our various age groups. So the youngest age group, this store serves is 18. The oldest age group is 70. So we bin them into 4 categories. And if you run this, you're going to have your various age group, yeah? So now we are going to use CTEs with clause, yeah? So with age, what do we call it? Age data as, so age data as this table down here. So we are putting it, we are creating a temporary table using the with clause. Yeah, so I just like putting this separately. And then what is the question? Find the most purchased item by that age group. So why I like doing this, yeah. In case I want to comment something out, it makes my life easier. So there we are, yeah. So remember, we want to find the most purchased item by that age group. So that means we need to, item purchased needs to be added here. So either, oh no. The other way to do this would be using joins, but because we've not covered joins, I'm not going to use joins. So if we do group by 1, group by 2, and that means the order by becomes useless. And everything should be, we're grouping by, let me also add customer ID, and I'm going to explain why I'm doing that. Yeah. So group by 1, group by 2, and 3. So remember, an aggregate function cannot, actually, let's run that, you see, we're going to get an error. Because an aggregate function cannot exist than an aggregate function unless, so all non-aggregate functions here, customer ID, item purchased, and customer ID, item purchased, and age groups need to appear in the group by, or else you will get an error. Actually, now there's also another error there. So as you can see, so let's see. Select list is not in group by clause and it contains non-aggregated, blah, 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 yeah? So if you do 3, let me just get rid of that button here, and we run this. Yeah, okay, see? Now, what this is doing here is we want, I'm only interested in 4 things, yeah? Actually, 3 things. Yeah, 3 things, but technically 2, yeah? So I want to know the most purchased item for a specific age group, yeah? And that means I need the purchase item, I need the client count, and I need the age group. So I have my age group, I have the purchased item, and I have the client count, yeah? But now, if we did group by age group, group by item purchased, Let's do that and see what happens. Oh, that's actually another way we could do that. That's another way we could do that. Ooh. Order by degree. Okay, guys. So there are two ways you could do that, yeah? So the initial way I wanted to do it was longer by using CTEs to store the initial data set. But yeah, let me explain this, then I'm going to explain the other one. And then we'll stick to this, yeah? Maybe we'll stick to this, yeah? So as you can see, what is happening is we have our age group and we have our age group and we have an item purchased, yeah? And for everyone who is between age 46 and 47, and they bought a shoe, how many are they? So like here, you're still age 46 and 47, but this group bought sandals 46 to 49, and they bought a coat. So what it will do is it will count everyone aged between 46 to 59, yeah? Then let's say you are 1,000 of you. Then there are 1,000 of you, it will split you into, let's say, 10 categories. And those 10 categories are item purchase. So from their 1,000, some of you purchased shoes, sandals, whatnot. Then it counts. You're 46 and 49 and bought shoes. How many? You're between 46, 49 and you bought sandals. How many? Now, if I bring customer ID and I group it again by customer ID, which will now become 3, and order by doesn't make sense, but let's just leave it order by 4. Now that means you are 1,000 of you and you bought 10 different, some of you bought sandals, blah, 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 blah. So that's 1,000 has been broken down into 10 categories. But because all of you have a unique identifier, it's further breaking down the sandals, the people who are 46, 59 and bought a sandals into their unique identifier. And that means it will revert back to the original data set, but with 4 columns. Yeah, so let's run that and see. There you go. So ideally, client count should just be 1, because now that there's no other customer with customer ID 1, it's just you. So unless customer ID 1, your age between 46 to 49, you bought a blouse and your ID number 1, and your ID number 1, let me think through that. You're aged, yeah, like your unique identifier is unique to you. So you who are customer ID 1 are between age 46 and 59, and you bought a blouse. Does that make sense? Like every time you add another layer of group by, it opens it up and opens it up further. And I'm assuming you're starting from bigger, because you could have directly grouped it by customer ID and it will open it up completely, because it will come from aggregated 1,000 to a breakdown of 5 categories, 10 categories, then to a breakdown of probably 1,000 categories again, because now it's opening it up using customer ID, which is the unique identifier. And previously, when there were 1,000 and then it was broken down, it was one chunk, 1,000, broken down into 10 categories, because it was opening it up using items purchased. Note, I'm just assuming that the unique item purchased are 10. They could be more, they could be less. I've not checked. Feel free to check using the unique, using distinct, SQL distinct. If you don't know how that works, feel free to go check out my tutorial on how SQL distinct works. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. But then again, look at me getting carried away, forgetting that the point of this project is a project, not to explain the concept, because I explain all this very well in my various tutorials. So yeah, guys, let's continue. So my initial idea was to create this data set and then use a CTE to do the calculation again and count. And I think I still need to use a CTE, because now here, and then we're going to do that. So if we run that, Okay, so here we have people between the age of 46 to 59 by choose the most. So who is the most popular age group served? So we can come back here. The most popular age group served was 46 to 49. You guys, I'm honestly not sure if this will work. So let's see. Goodbye. Having. Yeah, this won't work. Having. But let me try before I assume. Well, this should work. I need to go. Wow. It worked, you guys, it worked. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy. So I think for people who are not here, like people who are new to my channel, like I've mentioned this before, I mostly work on like another platform. I only use my SQL for the purposes of creating tutorials, but I work on another platform and I use Postgres. And the platform I work on would not allow this. And I guess this is also just a point of encouragement for you people and like this whole debate of, oh, should I learn MySQL? Should I learn Postgres? Should I learn SQL? Honestly, it doesn't matter. Let me not even say to some extent. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Because I think it's just about being curious. Because by the time you even come up and you decided you want to get into data, whether you're getting into data science or data analysis, data science, data analysis, or data engineering, curiosity. Because you see, I didn't limit my brain to how I'm used to working on Postgres. I was like, oh, let me try and see if this it works. And indeed, it does work here and it's shorter and this is so beautiful, you guys. Yeah. So yeah, the question was find the most purchased item by that age group. So shoes are the most purchased item by that age group. So if you come and check, generally blouses are the most purchased item. But if you take a deep dive into the most popular age group, the shoes are the most purchased item. So if you're doing maybe a marketing campaign or you want to revisit your stocking plan and your concentration is people aged between 46 and 49, it is probably a better idea. It definitely does make more sense to look at the shoes they prefer over blouses because they don't. Blouse comes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. Okay, so yeah. So guys, as I mentioned for this particular one, it's just me like trying to get a bit deeper with you guys. But for the dashboard, we're just going to be visualizing this high level visuals. But please, 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 especially if this project is something that you want to use for a job search, just take what I've taught you thus far and see how you can create a more in-depth dashboard and not something just very high level. 1 minute, I sip my water. Okay, let's go to the last question before we jump onto Excel and do our dashboard. So what's the most popular age group? We already know 46 to 50, was it 50, 59, yeah? And what is the most common payment method that they use, yeah? So I'm still going to borrow this because we had already created this. So age group. So what are we interested in this time? We're interested in the payment method. So it's the payment method. And then we want to do account of customer ID as number of clients. And then it just hit me that I didn't explain how having works, but I'll explain it briefly here. So select case one. So we're going to do group by 1, 2, having age group equals to 46 and 49, because this is the most popular age group, and order by 3. Oh yeah, so now let me also tell you guys something, yeah? So you see the way I'm hard coding here, 46 to 49, this is not the best way to do this. So you could use something called, subqueries to select the most popular age group in a more dynamic way. So why this is very important is because the most popular age group for this data set, and as at now, is 46 to 49. But as time goes by, this could shift. The people who buy your product the most could be the 18 to 30 something category, or 70 to 60. So if you had code like this, your query, your final result, your query, on your dashboard is not dynamic. Because how would that even work? You'd have to come back every other day and check who the most popular had change what you had coded. That does not make sense. But if you use a subquery and put the calculation for the most popular age group inside the subquery, and the subquery would come here equals to the subquery, so that in case it shifts, your what is it called? Your data set, your dashboard will also shift accordingly. But then again, as I mentioned, guys, this is like more advanced. And if that's something you're interested in learning, please, yeah, feel free to stay along this journey with me. Like, yeah, and that is, of course, by subscribing. And yeah, stay tuned for more of my projects, because as I keep on giving you these tutorials, teaching you these various concepts, I'm going to start using more advanced concepts. And yes, they're quote unquote advanced, and some might say it's hard, but it's just practice. There's nothing hard. It's just constant practice. They make your life easier. Because the example I give you, you have to be checking who's the most popular for 46 to age group every now and then, and coming back and hard coding. And then, it also just made me remember, like someone in the comments also told me to, like, I really don't remember what he was saying, but I understand. He was like, can you address your project in a way that when you're presenting this during an interview, what questions are likely to come? And this is one question that's likely to come. Like, how can you make this more dynamic? You can use subqueries. And yeah, we'll get to subqueries with time. Yeah. Tutorial for subquery coming soon. And after the tutorials for subqueries, now we're going to cover more advanced, more beautiful, more dynamic dashboards. So yeah, so I even lost my train of thought. So let me just run this and see. Okay. And then, so having clause is like a where clause, but the having clause is used on aggregated columns, and it comes after the group by when you're ordering your SQL statements. Whereas for the where clause, it comes after, like, between group by and from, assuming you're using group by. Yeah. So yeah. Then again, I have a whole tutorial explaining the difference between having and where, and how having works. So if that explanation wasn't deep enough for you, please feel free to go and check out that tutorial. And yeah, guys, descending. So the most people who are aged between 46 to 59, which is our most popular age group, mostly like using PayPal. Let's see if PayPal is still, and it is also generally the most popular payment method. And guys, yeah, that's it for the questions we are covering for this tutorial. Let's jump on to Excel and create our dashboard. Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, this is the data set we created for, this is the data set we created, here it is. This is the data set we created for our various categories sold, yeah? And this is the data set we created for shipping types. So I'm going to add the data set for age group, most popular item purchased, seasons, and payment method. So I don't know if I should add it with you. Maybe let me just leave it's so we have data 1, data 2. Actually, I didn't need all this. So like now age group. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go here and send data 1. And I'm going to take the age group. I'm going to copy it, and I don't want to creative. I'm going to copy it and paste it there, yeah. And then now the next thing we're going to do is just highlight this and figure out, and we come to insert. And for this, we can use a horizontal bar chart. Okay. And since we have a title, we don't need the chart title. I don't like the grid lines. Yeah. Do you even need the axis? No, let's keep the axis. Yeah. So yeah, so let me just add all the data we need here. So I'm going to add 1, 2, 3. So let me just copy paste them, and then we'll continue together. Okay, all the data is added. And yeah, let me know if you'd also want me to take you through the process of how I know, like the white background, the headings and whatnot. If it's something that you want me to take you through, yeah, please let me know. So yeah, so here we want to put the most popular items purchased and the data for the most popular items purchased. And here we go to insert a horizontal bar will be more realistic. But now what I'm going to do is just in here. Okay. So let me delete this first. Then, okay. So that means this one should get a bit bigger. Undo. Just a bit bigger. Control X, Control V, then come and highlight. I'd really forgotten how easy it is to, how less hectic it is to work with Excel. Okay, in short, I just missed Excel, you guys. I've not done dashboard in Excel in a while. So I'm going to use a horizontal because it's just neater. And then we're going to place this horizontal here. And then let's shrink it. Yeah, I think this should be the only exception. But here you can clearly see jeans are the least, blouse are the most. Yeah. We definitely don't need the chart titles. We don't need the grid lines. There you go. But this is messy, guys. There's probably like a better way to do this. Yeah. There's definitely a better way to do this, but we get the hang of it. Yeah. And remember, these are just very basic. This is like very beginner friendly, very basic, but we're going to get better ways to do this. And yeah, I can't wait to like redo this project on Power BI and make the dashboard even more dynamic. But you can actually also make the dashboard more dynamic even on what is it called? even. Okay, so I just want to move this data. You can make the dashboard even more dynamic on Excel, you know? Okay, there. So the next thing we're going to be doing is season purchase behavior. Another option is we come to insert. What charts are recommended? Let's do this. Okay. Make it smaller. You see how it's so easy to understand what's going on here compared to like the numbers, like you'd be like, oh, spring 9.99. Okay, yes, so it's arranged for you in descending order. Like you're using more brain work, yeah. Like this is so much easier for the host. Like, oh, spring is longer, spring is the most. Okay, we need to be ready for spring. How do we stock for spring? We also don't want the grid lines. Yay! And okay, no, we'll do the whatever's last. And then the next thing that we want to do is payment methods. We want to visualize the payment methods. So we come to insert recommended charts. We can use this. We put it here. We make it smaller. We don't want the chart title since we already have there. We don't need the grid lines. So we can push this again. Not you. You can come a bit on that side. And we can also move you. A bit on that side. And then I also want to move this data. But first, we control V, insert, and let's see. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to think of like a better way. So we definitely need to extend this to here. Okay, guys. Yeah, that's it for this video. That's our sales analytics dashboard. As you can see, the most popular age group we serve is 46 to 59. Clothes is the category that people mostly buy. So when you're coming up with your stocking strategy, clothes definitely have to have a higher weight. Spring is the season where we get the highest amount of purchases. People mostly like paying us with PayPal, credit card, and cash. They also do debit card, Venmo, and bank transfer. And popular shipping type, most people like store pickup, followed by express and standard. And yeah, the least popular, the least purchased item is jeans. Most purchased item is a blouse. So yeah, imagine trying to, like, between giving this to your various stakeholders, be it the marketing, growth manager, operations manager, etc., and giving them this. This is easier to consume. Though this particular visual is kind of disturbing my head. Like, there has to be a better way to visualize this. And yeah, I challenge you to do that. I challenge you to visualize this better, especially this, make the background prettier. And yeah, once you've done that, feel free to share it with me. Feel free to tag me at Stacy Samoy on LinkedIn so that I can see your work, comment about it, give pointers. But yeah, as I mentioned, the essence of this project was to just keep it simple, keep it beginner friendly, not much of not much of aesthetics, just how do we manipulate this data, how do we do some very basic feature engineering to come up with a final data set that can allow us to create a very informative dashboard that various stakeholders can use to make data-driven decisions. And guys, that's it for this video. If you found this project helpful, please, yeah, let me know down in the comment below. Like, share with anyone else who might be who might be interested in this. Subscribe if you're interested in more such projects. And yeah, I remember I mentioned that. Let me sip my water. I'm going to let you guys know where I disappeared. And yeah, so if you watched my last video all the way to the end, I mentioned that I had exams. So yeah, just balancing, and I was also like, I was on a project at work, so closing up, trying to push on that project so that by the time I go for my exams, I leave it in a very decent way. It was very hectic. So I mostly, even after that project, I didn't read as much, like the last week leading to my exams. And you can imagine now, like that Friday, the weekend that I start my exams on Monday, it was very hectic. So yeah, that the whole of last month, I was just focusing on work and studying. And yeah, semester one down, semester two coming soon. And I really can't wait to see where my journey in data and content creation goes. So for those of you who don't know, I'm doing a master's in data science and data analytics with a focus on computational statistics. And I can't wait to start doing like some data science projects and sharing data science projects with you guys too. So yeah, if you're at the data analysis level like me, you want to grow into data science, yeah, I can't wait to start sharing everything I'm learning. We're also doing a bit of data engineering in that course, so expect some projects in both data science and data engineering, but that will come next year. And yeah, I think that's about it. And whenever I get to the end of this project, my mind is just exhausted. Yeah. And there I was telling myself I should put more questions. But yeah, if I want to do a project longer than this, I would do it in one sitting. I'll break it down because now I'm very exhausted and I feel like I'm not expressing, removing so much value. So yeah, guys, I think that's it. Just if you like, share, subscribe. I've talked about what to expect, more tutorials, the SQL2 series. We had covered most, if not all, beginner level SQL, most, if not all, intermediate level SQL. So we're going to be looking into small, intermediate levels. So I need to counter check and see what I've not covered. Then we get into our advanced concepts and we do more and more projects. Otherwise, guys, that's it from me. See you in the next one. And yeah, if there's any type of project, be it industry specific, tool specific, that you want me to cover, please let me know down in the comment below. If there are any tutorial that you want me to cover, regardless of the tool, if you have a preference for the dataset that you'd like to see me use, let me know down in the comment below. Otherwise, guys, bye.